Okay, on this video, I'm going to review a little bit, and then I'm going to get into what's called a cladogram. And we're going to practice reading the cladogram, and you're going to know how this cladogram kind of flows and how to get information out of it so that you can pair that cladogram with one of the worksheets that we're going to build for you in a doc. All right, so fine, let's just start with a little bit of review first. So here we have kingdoms at the top, and you've seen something like this before when it goes down to phylum, you get more specific into class and order and family and genus, and then finally species down below. But let's take one example of a grizzly bear and see kind of how a grizzly bear flows through the chart. All right, so first of all, we start out with the animal kingdom. So a grizzly bear has enough in common with black bears and foxes and squirrels and sea stars, snakes. Every animal in the world can be put into this kingdom, okay? So we could put a picture of any animal in here. You could put you in here, all right? And you would have enough in common with the grizzly bear to be put in the same kingdom. All right, then we ask a question. These questions are different depending on what organism that you're gonna sort. So you would ask a different question for animals than you would if we had a whole bunch of plants up here, or protists, or bacteria, or fungi. All right, so let's get a little bit more specific. And the question that they're gonna ask here is, does it have a nerve cord? All right, so a nerve cord is like your backbone that runs down your back. So here's our grizzly bear. Of course it does, because it made it to this level, but we noticed that we lost one of the organisms here. We lost the starfish. The starfish doesn't go from this level to this level. So it goes into another sort because it doesn't have a nerve cord. It's like when you took all the lab material and you said, is it plastic? Some went into one pile and some went into another pile. Or is it clear, or does it grab things? It's the same exact thing. Scientists do it, but they do it with structure, they do it with function, they do it with DNA or embryology or fossil evidence. All right, so let's go to the next level. Chordate. Now they're going to ask a question to separate chordates, and this question is it a mammal? That means if you're a mammal, you got hair, you're warm-blooded, and you have milk for your young. So if you have those things in common, then you get to be in the same class. So notice the snake is out because they're a reptile, but the squirrel and everything else is still in. And then the next one is, do you have meat as your primary source for your diet? So if you do, then you're a carnivore, and your teeth are a certain way as well. So the panda makes it in there, even though the panda is classified as a carnivore, it actually only eats bamboo, but its teeth and the way its digestive system are broken up that it still makes it in there, the fox. So the next one is the bear family here. So this one is Ursidae. So we lost the fox, we got more specific still. Here's just the grizzly bear, maybe some polar bears, black bears in there, so we're getting more specific into Ursa. We lost the panda bear here. And then finally we get down to the most specific, which is the grizzly bear, Ursus arctos. Okay, and then this is his genus name, Ursus, and then the species name is Arctos. So now we're so specific that they can mate and produce fertile offspring with each other. So this is sort of review in nature for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you into what's called a cladogram. A cladogram has the same information, but it's totally inclusive, which means you can fit tons and tons of information in it. Notice that we have a starting end over here, and the cladogram flows in this direction. So the first thing I want you to notice is kind of where our 5 kingdoms are. So here's one kingdom here. Here's our bacteria kingdom. Here's our protist. They call it a little different, protista or protist. Okay, here's the green plants or plants. Here's our 4th kingdom, the fungi. And in this cladogram instance, it's got a ton of information on animals. So animals include all of these. So if we trace these back to a common point, here's our common point right here. And if I click on it, on that yellow dot, you'll notice that it brackets all these, and then these are all the animals. So this is our first split in animals, from cnidarians, mollusks, arthropods, amphibian, mammals. So we would be in here, birds and crocodilians. So mammals, it kind of breaks out. We have lots of information on mammals. All right, so I'll click off of that. Oh, I just clicked on fungi. Let's go with it. So any kingdom or anything that you click on will go and give you more information that you need. It'll tell you what percentage of the world's organisms are fungi. So 5.84 of all living things are fungi. And then it will give you a few examples of what fungi look like, characteristics, known species, where they live. It gives you tons and tons of information. on those. Let's go back to our cladogram here and notice that animals can be broken down again. Okay, so these are the vertebrates. These are all the animals that have backbones. If we want to get more specific, we can click the next one down. These are the tetrapods. So these are all organisms that walk on 4 legs. These are all the sauropods. These are the ones that have bilateral openings, blood vessels, nerves. So it gets really, really specific on these. But our questions will stay really general with you. All right. So all of these are hot that you can get information for. There was the funguses. Here's the mammals here. If you click on mammals, it'll give you information on all the mammals. Give you examples of all the mammals here. All right, there's the website you will be given. We'll give you about 10 questions and see how you do reading the cladogram. Good luck.